There's an interesting SAM PuttLab report on Tiger's putting stroke that shows that he aims his putter 3 degrees to the right of the target line. And I've got a putter in the gauge here that is aimed 3 degrees to the right. If you take off the pointer and look down at this putter, it's pretty easy to see when you've got these 90-degree angles that this putter is open. You know, I can put a putter square there, and you look at that, and it's quite a bit different looking. But Tiger, this is his aim practice, and that requires him to rotate the putter counterclockwise on the forward stroke to square that up. And he talks about his need to release the putter, and that's what he practices, getting that putter to release where the toe goes over and it closes the face up. The report also shows that he over-rotates that putter, and so that can lead to misses left if he over-rotates and misses right if he doesn't release it. So there's a couple of complicated issues in his putting stroke, but he's extremely consistent, and so it's allowed him to make a lot of pressure putts when he needs to. So, but it does take a lot of maintenance, and he's a special player. People do have aim bias, either to the right or to the left. Probably the majority of people, of golfers, do have some kind of an aim bias, right or left, rather than being able to see what is exactly square. I think seeing what is square is a skill that you can learn with practicing, using things such as pointers on the putter and a putter gauge to familiarize yourself with what square actually looks like. But one of the issues is that can cause this is trying to aim your putter, align your putter to a distant target. You know, if you're trying to aim at something that's 10 feet away or 15 feet away, then your visual aim bias can really come in because you're trying to align something at quite a distance. One of the ways you can get over that is to use an intermediate target, and have some discolored spot of grass that's out in front of the ball, and try to aim your putter from the ball just to this intermediate spot. So if I put the putter down 3 degrees open about to this line, I think it's easy to see that that is not square. If I put it down square to this line, then I think it's a little easier to look at just this distance here rather than looking down at the hole. Now you can look down at the hole for your distance control. You need to do that. But as far as aiming the putter face, this intermediate target is probably going to give you a better chance of success. And you can train your eye after you do this a number of times and get used to seeing what that is. The other thing that you can do is to stabilize your stroke so that you don't have this potential for rotation. You know, if I set up, you see a lot of players, they'll aim the putter first as the first step. And it's kind of like the archer who aims the arrow before they pull back the bow. That's not a common practice. But if you do this and you put your thumbs right down the top, you know, you can have your arms straight, you can have your arms bent, have your arms at your side, but you still have sources for motion in your wrist joints, elbow joints, and shoulder joints that can really cause some misdirection there and misalignment. When you put the stroke in motion, you know, you're adding force, you've got torque in the putter. There's a lot of things that can happen. So one way you can help stabilize this is to stabilize the joints here, and we do that by removing some of the slack in a dynamic pre-shot routine where we're getting this slack out before we aim the putter. And then the putter does not want to, it's very difficult to make it open and close. It just wants to stay square to whatever path it's on. And you will have your own personal stroke path. Everyone has different stroke models, and there's no reason why yours can't work. It's just You want to be consistent, and that's what Tiger is. He's very consistent in his putting stroke, and so then he can make those pressure putts, but he might do better with something that's a little more stable, and I think the majority of players would have more consistency if they had a more stable stroke.